Welcome back, everybody, to the official MAP podcast. I'm one of the hosts, King Gardamus, and to my right we have...
Don't sell yourself short, man. You are the host.
I am the, capital T-H-E, the host.
But it's the Charm City Champ.
It is the Charm City Champ.
Your boy.
How are you, sir?
I'm okay.
Good. And to my left?
J Infinity.
J Infinity.
AKA Mr. O. No.
Oh, no. How are you today, Mr.
I'm
O?
good. I'm feeling great.
Good.
Yeah. Despite all the bad news, stuff going on.
Despite 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, despite 2020. So, yep, we're back at it again with this week's podcast. And Charm City, what's the rundown? What we got?
All right, so we always start with redactions from last week.
We do. What mess ups did.
Or John's perfections.
Hopefully won't have any next week. But last week I was talking in the news section where we were talking about Arkham Knights.
Right.
And I made the mistake of saying that Arkham Knights is a part of the Arkham universe.
And it is not.
It is very much not.
Okay.
But actually the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, that was confirmed to be a part of the Arkham universe.
The whole Justice League, the Suicide, like regular me and you.
Kill them all.
That's not going to go well.
Regular old people killing super beings from outer space. Great.
Oh, Batman does it all the time.
Very well. I mean, it's Batman.
Yeah.
Ask John all about Batman.
Fuck Batman.
Wow.
I'm sorry, kids.
In other news.
That'll get bleeped.
That's it. That's it for the redactions. Why don't
Okay.
we go up to what we are all playing right now?
Okay.
What you playing, buddy?
I'm going to, everybody take a wild guess on what I'm playing.
Wow.
Yes. I am still playing World of Warcraft and still not very good at it, but I'm still having a very good time. So
He's shaking his head.
Yeah. Actually, I'm faring pretty good. I've tried to dibble dabble a little bit in Fall Guys. Good game. I just haven't had the time to sit and partake. Call of Duty, I still completely suck at that. And you've seen in here numerous times. Nothing's ever going to change with that. And I'm content with that. I'm going to embrace my suckiness. So, yeah. So what about you?
Playing Warzone.
Okay.
And, Fortnite just had the Marvel release.
Yes.
So I figured, since I'm a Marvel fan, I figured playing in a store might make Fortnite a lot less excruciating.
And it was not.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, just excruciating. But you look like Thor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I look
all
good.
right.
I look good, but I still suck.
Okay.
And 3-year-old killed me.
Probably, yeah.
And then teabagged you.
Teabagged me and then built a cabin around me. And then blew the cabin up. Yeah, that's all I'm playing. I haven't played anything. I do plan on playing something new by next episode. I haven't decided what yet, though. So.
We shall see.
No, take that back. I did play the Michael Jordan game you told me about last week. That I did not know existed.
Cult classic. Chaos in the Windy City, baby.
Chaos in the Windy
If anybody
City.
has ever played that game, that is an awesome game. I played it. It's been, I guess, 30 plus years, and I finally played it.
Really?
It was pretty damn good. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, it was one of those games. I played it when it first came out. I don't remember what age I was, but I loved it. It was one of those games that I never went back to it since that age. But you know how like you play games as a kid and you grow up being like, that wasn't as good as I thought it was.
Right.
So I don't know. I am happy to be reassured that it actually was a good game.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Since you recommended someone and they were like, hey, that's actually a pretty good game.
Yeah, man.
And I'm surprised it's only like $5 on eBay.
Yeah. You would think something with Michael Jordan's likeness on it would like have some sort of collector's value.
And a half decent game at that. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
And EA made it, which is a double shot.
Back when they were good. Somebody's probably there like, we made that? Somebody get them up here so we can fire them.
Somebody put microtransactions in that thing.
Oh, EA.
George, we're just playing.
Yeah.
You're cool.
Yeah, give us some money.
I'm playing Vader Immortal.
Okay.
And I promise, I keep saying it, I am going to stream that thing. So, I tried streaming episode 1, and this is my first VR game that I streamed, and the setup was not adequate.
So it was just too much going on with all the hookups? Or...
Yeah, you got to do some funky bypasses because VR stuff is a little different resolution than regular flat video games. So it kind of sometimes doesn't agree with my capture device.
Okay.
But I figured it out. So we're going to do it.
Cool. Somehow, some way.
Soon.
Bringing people the best.
But I am enjoying that game. It's really cool. Basically, you're playing as a smuggler with a droid who's voiced by Maya Rudolph.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Rudolph.
Yeah, it's super funny.
Oh my goodness.
She
I don't know who Maya Rudolph
she
is.
plays the she's a SNL cast member, plays as
It's
the
Minnie
female sex demon from Big Mouth. Bubble Bath. But
and she's got a famous mom.
Yes,
No, her mom
Minnie
is?
Riperton. Yes,
Okay,
yes.
all right.
But yeah, not to I'm not going to get into too much of the spoiler territory,
Right.
but something happens and you get captured by Darth Vader.
Ooh.
And Darth Vader needs your assistance for some reason.
And when Darth Vader needs your assistance, you assist him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's so it's crazy for those people who've never played a VR game before.
Or don't know who Darth Vader is.
He is Mufasa.
He is Mufasa.
He is Mufasa.
He is Mufasa.
But what the one thing VR does really well is sense of scale. And when you get in there and you see Darth Vader for the first time and you realize he can be a center on the Lakers,
It's like 7'8".
you get this crazy feeling, even though you know deep back in your mind you're playing a video game, something about it like tricks you into feeling like you there.
Right.
And so I suggest it. I've played through episode 1. There's only 3 episodes. The whole thing's $30. Episode 1 took me less than an hour, so it's probably gonna be like a 3-hour experience.
Okay.
We shall see.
Not like
Cool.
my love life.
My family loves me too.
Oh.
Brian's doesn't.
That'll be
they
all right.
don't see him much.
They're in autopilot.
They're on bot mode.
They
As
don't
long
need
as the
me.
check's in the bank.
Put
they're
dad
fine.
bot in. Hey, do you guys want food? Put a dad bot.
They don't need me. I'm also playing Wasteland 3,
Okay.
which I'm enjoying a lot. It's a RTS with a RPG, a lot of RPG elements
Yes.
actually, and akin to Fallout,
Yes.
which you told me, I guess Fallout
Kinda came from
got
Wasteland.
inspired
Yes.
by Wasteland. It makes a lot of sense. You got to pick skills and perks, and the perks add a lot of good, but they also add a lot of bad to
Right.
it.
Not the drug perks, right?
Not the drug Percocet.
Somebody's home like, oh, dang.
$60.
You guys.
No, and it's really cool. And they do the kind of pick your own path thing where you have to make decisions and the decisions affect the story
Right.
later, blah, blah, blah. But the decisions you make in Wasteland 3 really make a difference. Like, I only played for maybe 2 hours.
Okay.
And I got to this point where one of my fellow soldiers were held captive.
Okay.
And there are a bunch of different ways you can free them based on what skills and perks you have. Like if you have like badass, you can just talk your way out of it, or
Okay.
blah, 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 blah. So what I chose was to just threaten the person who held them hostage to let the person go. And I did, but they ran back to camp and they had more soldiers, prisoners at the camp, and they massacred all of them.
Sure, we'll let them go.
So I saved one person and got like 6 people killed.
Wow, nice
But-
way to go.
Yeah, you know, just like real life. But
Did they have the Pulp Fiction perk where you go in the basement and they got them?
you're still talking about the wrong perk.
Get medieval in there. Oh, this game just took a hard lap. Guy walks out in the GIMP costume. +5 defense. With the GIMP ball. This game's great.
But yeah, I'm enjoying it. The graphics could be a little better, but take in mind I'm playing on an Xbox One S, so it probably does look better on an X or on PC. But on the S, that thing, the textures are not there. It does not look good, but it is a fun game. I'm enjoying it. I think I'm going to see it through.
Cool.
Wasteland
Good,
3.
good.
It's included in the Game Pass if you have that.
If you have that, I think it's a very good buy on the Xbox.
F Xbox.
Well, actually, Wasteland 3, I think, is available on everything, even though the developer just got purchased by Microsoft.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it was already, by the time Microsoft purchased them, it was already
It was
in the
every-
works.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So what they make from here on out will probably be Xbox exclusives.
I guess they're trying to compete with Sony. And,
Ooh.
Yeah.
Next show. What up? What we got now? So we all got we've been playing. What we got next on the rundown?
Next up is the news.
The news. Put you guys in the know of what's the happenings in the community of the game.
Love the game.
Good perks.
So Gamescom just happened this
Game
past
Call of Duty
weekend.
just happened.
And for those of you that aren't privy, Gamescom is basically a E3 Lite that normally happens in Germany, but because of
This little thing called little bitty thing I might have heard of it called COVID.
it still happened, but just not in Germany. It was a all web presentation hosted by Jeff Keighley,
Yeah.
and they dropped some relatively big news that we'll cover all the big things that happened, starting with Fall Guys, man, my favorite game.
Yes, the phenom of a game that's a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah,
Is
for
it
now.
on PC?
Yes, it's on PC.
It's on PC.
It's available on
It's
Steam.
on- Yeah.
But they showed a trailer teasing season 2,
Yes. Season 2 was
medieval theme.
medieval. I mean, Ben Raines does medieval, and these people come running out with torches and.
But yeah, they showed off some cool medieval skins, and they announced that there are going to be several new courses
Cool.
and mini games, and they look pretty cool. One interesting one was it's just going to be a bunch of walls that everybody has to scale as everybody for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And the way you scale those walls is by pushing steps and blocks to them.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, like, somebody has to sacrifice himself and be the dummy to push the stairs
Right.
while everybody.
Right.
So that's going to be interesting to see.
You can just imagine just like 10 people just standing
Yes.
around the block waiting for somebody to push it. Just like,
Everybody's looking.
I can't wait. But according to a timer that's on Fall Guys Season 1 right now, Season 1's supposed to end 30 days. So presumably Season 2 will pick up after that.
Okay.
Also, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Ratchet and Clank. Usually can't go wrong with the Ratchet and Clank game. It's been pretty good, even though you don't really like that 4-player one. What was that one
All
called?
for One was garbage.
And I thought it was pretty cool. Maybe I need to revisit it. Maybe.
Everybody gets one though.
Yeah, I guess everybody gets one. Everybody gets one.
But Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, it looks really good. They basically they took the E3 demo that they showed and they basically played through the entire level this time.
Okay, cool.
And it looked really good. It definitely sold me on that SSD if that's how the whole game's going to play. Because basically, the selling point on Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is there's going to be portals that basically instantaneously take you to a whole new map.
seamless transition.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. No load.
Kind of
screen.
like God of War.
Yes. Yeah. It looked really good. And they basically confirmed that Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is going to be a launch title for the PS5.
Cool. Is that the only one that's been? What other ones have been announced?
I don't think. I think Miles Morales is confirmed launch.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's
cool.
Oh, and the Astrobot thing. Dang, what is that thing called? It's an Astrobot platformer that's going to be pre-installed on PS5s.
Well, okay, I'm good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's free.
Even Spider-Man and Ratchet and Clank is solid. I mean,
Mhm.
if you have a PlayStation 4, hopefully you played Spider-Man, and even if you're not a Marvel, the game is good regardless.
It's an
Yeah.
awesome game.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of things that are cross-gen are going to be available at launch. Avengers, Fortnite's going to get
Fortnite,
ported.
Of course.
Yeah.
So the rumor is
Grand
that
Theft Auto.
Resident
Yes.
Evil 4, Skyrim,
Skyrim for the 10th year.
So it's been confirmed that it's PlayStation 4 backwards compatible and nothing
Yes.
for the rest, but that would make sense.
I think we kind of people who weren't being delusional. I think we knew that.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
and we would have hoped, like, oh, it'd been great to play my Final Fantasy Tactics PlayStation 1 game on PlayStation 5. And then Sony's like, well, then we wouldn't be able to sell it to you again.
Well, it still hasn't even been confirmed if that means all PS4 games or just
The
the
Elite
small
Series,
list that they
yeah.
said.
Yeah, we can only hope to see, I guess.
Well, just hold on to your PS4 for a little bit longer.
Yeah. Merp. Next, good news for Mike. Shadowlands was given a release date, October 27th.
Yes. I'm ready.
You ready? Your body is ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'll be there naked at 12 o'clock just floating.
So, as somebody who admittedly doesn't know much about World of Warcraft, what do these expansion packs, Shadowlands specifically, what does it bring?
Well, this one is going to bring something different. They're doing a level shrink. So before, you would just go up 10 levels. And this time they're like, well, instead of you going to 120 to 130, I'm going to cut my eye over at my constituent who's sitting in-house. They're squishing every down to level 60. 60. So this is a change. So, this is the first time, since it's come out that they've taken everything and just squished your levels back down. So now from here on out, if there are future expansions, it would just keep going back up every 10 levels. And plus, another story, another lore. They're bringing back legendaries. You don't have to. What they have now is an okay system, but now that it's coming to an end, if you're literally getting end on World of Warcraft now, there's no way to catch up to the end game because it's just not enough time. You can't grind enough. You can talk. Yeah. And we were just talking about that. It's literally just not. If you were to start a character right now, you just can't catch up.
So you just might as well start with Shadow.
And that's what we're just like. We just start a couple characters just to get to 120. So when the new expansion comes out, we can just kind of start fresh because you just can't catch up. You just don't have 15 weeks of grinding to get the stuff, to get your cape up, to get the corruptions, because it's not necessarily now. Before it was about the gear that you get. Now it's the stuff that you put on the gear. So your character can be like my character at one point was geared pretty good. So I'm like, oh, I'm geared pretty, and I'm just like shooting stuff, and the enemies is just like, and these guys, Dark Horse is like coming through, stabbing people in the face, and they're dying. And he's just like, well, my corruptions. And I was like, well, what? He's like, you got to go get them. I'm just like, is there someone's lap that I can sit on just for all this? And he's just like, no, you just have to do it. So. And plus, I'm just ready for the new expansion. So that's everything for the most part that I can explain. There's way more to it, but I'm just a noob when it comes to the MMO stuff. So that, Shadowlands, I'm in. Ooh, I just hit the table. You told me not
So
to.
much ASMR. I hope you enjoy. And, everybody else out there.
Right, being deaf.
Also, Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War.
Mm-hmm.
Greatest title ever.
Black Ops, Cold War, Overwatch, long old titles. But
they basically showed their story trailer.
They did.
That revealed the campaign.
Ronald Reagan was in there.
Yes. Master of Reaganomics.
So is the heroin DLC going to be added? No? Fine. Suit yourselves.
But yeah, it's a good trailer. I suggest y'all go watch it for yourself. And they also announced that there's going to be a cross-gen bundle.
Ooh.
So basically, for $10 more, it's $70. You get the current gen and next gen copies of Black Ops Cold War.
Okay, which I think is fair. I mean, most people will probably skip to their console of choice next gen at some point in time. So why not just pay the $10 instead of paying for it all over again?
I think a lot of developers and publishers, they're kind of, I don't want to say guilted, but the way things are now with both consoles not having release dates, not having prices, and people are kind of in this gray area. Do I continue to buy current gen games, or do I wait for the PS5 and Series X?
Right.
So I think this whole giving the next gen version away for free or giving it away for $10 additional, I think is the publisher's way of like, please don't stop buying our games until November. So I think it's cool.
Yeah, agreed.
Last thing from Gamescom is they showed off Medal of Honor, the next Medal of Honor.
Yes, they are still making those.
Apparently.
I was really hoping for when the next one was
right.
out.
Well, now you don't have to put it off yourself.
But this one is a VR game published by Oculus Games.
Okay.
Yeah, called Above and Beyond, and it looked pretty good. They showed a lot of gameplay off.
So from what you gather, is it something like comparable to the Call of Duty series, or is it going to be more arcadey, or it looks kind of?
To me, it does look like, I don't want to call those games like simulations because obviously nothing is like a 1-to-1 simulation of shooting a real gun, but yeah, it's going for a more realistic.
I think the last Medal of Honor I played was one of the first ones on like the PlayStation 3, and then I'm not sure what happened to it. I think it just started binge drinking in a bar. Get up, Medal of Honor, you're back. What year is it?
Those who played a VR shooting game before, it looked akin to that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Kind of not on the rails, but strict path shooting and interactive cutscenes, things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back, Medal of Honor. We expect big things from you.
Lastly, you're going to be, I guess, the specialist on this. The NVIDIA, they showed a new graphics card, correct?
Yes.
RTX 3090.
Yeah.
The RTX 30, as we call it, the little baby. If you get a chance, look at this. Look at the size of this thing.
It's huge.
It is
It's huge.
It is huge. It is the size of a small mini PC. It's a big one. It does 8K. It's 24 gigabytes of DDR6.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's how many? I was looking at the cores somewhere. They had how many cores or something that they had.
While you're reading that, you got it.
About 10,500 CUDA cores, and I think the price is $1,500 ish
For the top tier one.
for the top tier.
Because it's
yeah.
3 tiers. I
Yes,
think.
they always usually do that. They'll break it down, so the peasants will only have to pay $900.
But this thing, like, you're not over exaggerating. This thing was huge. Like the picture that I seen, the guy was holding like he was like cradling the head of a baby.
Yeah, like he's always looking like this. I think you may have to actually feed it, baby. That's how big it is. Yeah, this thing no longer runs off of electric. It feeds off of human
Stem cells.
Yeah. But yes, this is just the next evolutions with 8K gaming. Even though 4K gaming isn't really like I do PC gaming, I still don't have a 4K gaming rig. Jason and I, who's sitting in here, we were just talking about like maybe we should get a 4K, and we was like, yeah, the games we play don't even require, like the games we play you could probably play on your phone. So why are we getting a 4K rig? Spending $1,200 for let alone paying $1,200 just for the.
You got to get 180 frames per second.
Ray tracing.
Yeah, but some people
The hell is
just
that?
the gaming. Like some people just have to have this thing. There's someone who's gonna walk in here. I know it within the next couple months when everything drops. Like I got this thing. Quick story I want to tell you. So before COVID, some person that I'll tell you who this was came in. He was like, "Man, I just got it was like the Titan 2080." I'm like, "Man, this thing is nice. I'm putting this rig together. We get it all hooked up." And it just so happened someone came in and we were talking about rent. And we were talking about how, like most landlords are just like kind of putting the rent off until the end. But at the end, you have to pay. And he's sitting there looking at us like, you have to pay rent. I said, yeah, you still have to pay your landlord. It's just COVID. So he's like, well, you don't have to. But at the end, you're going to have this balance. And he literally just kind of looks at me and like looks at the PC. I was like, do I need to unhook all of that? Do I need to take this apart? And he was like, no, I'll be fine. So I hope that guy's not like in back of a Taco Bell. I got this.
Trying to figure out how to eat a graphics card.
Yeah, 360 no scope. But yeah, some people just have to have the latest rig, and I get that. But I am not that person. So.
No, I never was.
GG's to you guys that can afford that. Please bring it in so I can take a look at it, but I won't be able to afford it. So, what else do we have?
That's it for the news, man.
Okay. Yeah, that was the news.
Yeah. Now we got
say it louder for the people in the back can hear you.
ad break.
We gotta pay them bills.
Yeah, Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion faces. Yeah. Ad break.
But for those of you that don't know, producing podcasts, producing video game streams and stuff like that normally costs a lot of U.S. currency to produce. And it'd be cool if we could get you guys support. So go to patreon.com/MAPGameTech.
Yeah.
And you can sign up to subscribe for our Patreon.
Yes, we have 3 different tiers.
Yep.
3, 6, 12.
3, 9, and 12.
I knew that. I was testing you, and you are correct as always. There's no getting over you.
And each different tier will get you different benefits, ranging from exclusive access to live streams, exclusive chats, polls, contests, and possibly gameplay.
Yeah, possibly gameplay
with us.
Oh, nice.
Play with us.
Yeah. Oh God.
These guys are great Patreon.
Patreon or OnlyFans?
Both.
I mean, I ain't about to say,
The door's not shut on that. But yeah, patreon.com/MAPGameTech.
Yep.
Give us a shout.
Yeah, please do. Join us up, help us out. Bring you guys bigger and better content, better events. This Friday we have Trivia Night coming up.
Saturday.
Saturday. It all blends together. I'm off my stuff on these dates and times and numbers. You guys know how to learn, read and write. What's wrong with you guys? What's next?
Next is the main topic.
Next is the main topic.
Main course. Main dish.
Is deep. You're dressed for the part.
I am.
But just to be a little somber for a second, a lot of things are happening right now, especially in regards to race relations in America with everything that happened in Kenosha. 2 men were killed, 1 guy is injured, and a 17-year-old boy's life is going to be changed forever due to race relations in America. And we just want to make clear that for those of you that aren't watching the video and that are listening on Apple or Spotify, just to clarify, we are not Japanese.
I know we come across. There's somebody flipping the table over right now. What? Throwing his hentai thing.
Where's the hentai?
I haven't seen that air tentacle. This podcast sucks now.
But yeah, I guess it's safe to assume we align as far as all that.
Yes.
And we want to show our support by any way we can. And since we are a video game podcast, we thought we could show our support by compiling a list of the top 10 black characters in video games of all time.
All freaking time.
All of them.
You ready?
All
You ready?
of 'em.
Oh, you ready? You ready?
So a couple of rules. They have to actually be
Black.
They have to actually be black. Rule number 1.
Hear me out on this first rule. And I know I'm gonna go out on a limb.
They have to actually.
They would actually have to be black. All right. Now that we laid these laws,
They have to be black. If they are a real life person, they have to be in a video game that's named after them.
Okay.
So Michael Jordan couldn't be in it for NBA 2K17,
Right.
but he can be in it for Michael Jordan Chaos in the Windy City.
Yes. Cool.
Right?
Mhm.
And they have to be human beings.
So not like a toe?
No, not like no Piccolo, no people who are presumptuous.
Oh, come on.
Presumably black.
Oh, let me take my
No Piccolos, no King of the Cosmoses.
No Kratos.
No,
No SpongeBob.
we all know SpongeBob's white.
On the outside, but in the inside, we're all black. All right. So, how are we gonna make this happen?
So, us 3, we all put our heads together. We already compiled the list. So we're gonna go from 10 to 1.
All right, 10 to 1. All right.
This list is awesome.
So number 10, we're starting off with a doozy, and this was we argued about this for a while before we decided to settle on this. Number 10 is every black person from the Punch-Out series.
Yes, it was so many that we just decided to put all of them on equal footing. So every black
They were
person,
all gonna get named.
So it was easier just to categorize them. For once, we're we're just throwing all the black people in a box in this one. Let's get in the box and and they are permanently at that place. So that's our permanent 10.
And for those who don't know who they are, it's Sandman,
Mike Tyson,
Kid Quick,
Coach,
the coach, and the Bob Marley one. What's his name?
Was it
Bob Charlie or
I forget.
Charlie. That's a super
he
Punch-Out
go,
dude.
he go, ooh.
Oh my God. Come on with chicken. Oh, boss. Top of the morning, sir. What the hell am I playing? How do you do? Get knocked out. Oh, boss, come get me. What kind of? Oh, shoe foot.
Well, what about your favorite? Your favorite guy is what? Brahma Bull. What is his name?
Well, actually, Bull isn't. He is Turkish.
He's Turkish.
He's Turkish.
He's
so,
from Istanbul.
so it's Sandman.
Okay.
Yeah. Bull is Turkish. Go figure.
You learned something new.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Speaking of learning something new, Piston Honda, in the original Punch Out, he was Cuban.
Oh. Huh. Why they change that?
I don't know.
Maybe
I was reading it, but I didn't pay much attention to it.
No,
I just
no
saw
worries.
that, and I was just like, "Oh, okay." He went from Cuban to Japanese.
That is
Okay.
weird.
Yeah.
Right. I just want to throw that.
Even with his name, like
Yeah.
you would, huh?
Yeah, piston Honda sound. I mean Honda.
Okay, number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9 on our list is this is probably no, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say this person is the only person who only appeared in one game in the franchise, but it's more of them. But Shiva from Resident Evil 5.
Yes, Shiva Alamar.
Yes.
Yes. Good game, Resident Evil 5. Co-op, you could drop in and out. It followed up, of course, Resident Evil 4, which has been on every console since GameCube. But again, justified because it was such a good game, and I thought Resident Evil 4 was going to be so tough to follow up with, and they did a pretty good job with Resident Evil 5. So, and plus, it was in Africa, and it was all freaky with them guys walking around with those heads popping off, centipedes. I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. So, yeah, Shiva.
Yeah, Resident Evil 5 gets a lot of bad rap for two main reasons. One, it follows arguably the greatest Resident Evil of all time.
Yeah.
And two, the developers have a very backwards understanding of how people still are in Africa. They with the whole spear chucking tribal people. Yeah.
Man.
No.
Not so much.
No,
not
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not in 2000, whatever that game came out. But yeah, it was a really good game. I definitely enjoyed the co-op aspect. That was I believe the first Resident Evil that did split screen 2-player co-op.
And you could, like I said, drop in and out. So
yes.
That was cool.
Yeah. Really fun game. And the art style of Resident Evil 4 carried over to that. Really like that.
Yeah. What else we have?
8.
8
is a near and dear selection to my heart. Lee Everett. From Telltale's The Walking Dead.
Yes. If you played, did you have not partaken?
No.
Yeah. It's actually,
I've watched it on YouTube.
And it's it's simplistic because it's just a decision-making game, and they'll suck you in. Suck you they were. And Lee was the equivalent of, what's the name on? What's the guy's name? I forget his name. That we liked.
That we like? That you don't know his name?
I forget. What's the guy's name on Last of Us? Joel. Yes. I couldn't remember Joel. Like I like those both. Like they were like the dads. Oh, Joel.
We're gamers, guys. I promise.
Yes, we are. These guys do.
What is the name of the
what is it?
PlayStation?
What is this thing? What is it?
It was those guys. Mario. They were cousins.
But yeah, I only played the first 2 episodes of it. But yeah, I like what they did with Lee. They set him up. They made me care about him. And are we doing spoilers?
You can just say spoiler alert.
Okay, spoiler alert. They killed him.
Well, if you don't know that by now.
Yeah. Some of the stuff I just would assume they did. But yes, Lee.
Yeah. The Walking Dead, Telltale's The Walking Dead franchise is very near and dear up until the final episode of that game, which, and I get it, the whole Telltale going out of business and then somebody bringing it back and then totally different team working on the final one, whatever. But Lee Everett was probably the first character. God, that's a big declaration, but I think it's safe to say that was the first time I really felt truly connected to somebody because that first season of The Walking Dead story was so well written.
Yeah, he was an everyday man,
And that's what I was about to say. Like normally, when black people are depicted in video games, they're normally like the super brash, strong guy, and Lee Everett's really the first time. Not to say that he was meek, but he was like me. He's like everybody else. He's a regular guy who just stepped up when the time required it.
And, made mistakes and did stuff, but that's the purpose of the game, to like make the decisions. So, yeah, and I think that was the connect with him. He was just a regular dude trying to be a dude who's playing a dude. Yeah, but he was just a regular guy just trying to do what he can when he could.
Yeah, Lee Everett, number 8.
Cool. Number 8. Now back to Big and Brad.
Now back to Big and Brad.
Speaking of Big and Brad.
Number 7 is Augustus
Coltrane, baby. Isn't that literally how he introduces himself? Bam, baby.
Yes.
Yeah, Coltrane. Oh, okay. Hello. I'm woke now. But yes, Coltrane from the Gears of War series. Good character. think I stopped playing Gears of War after the third one. It just kind of fell. So I'm not sure if he's in any of the later ones.
I don't know if he's in 5. He doesn't. I didn't beat 5, but from what I played, he didn't pop up.
Okay, so at least for the most part, he's survived until 4.
He's in 4.
Okay,
yes.
he's in 4, so that's cool. But yeah, Coltrane, he was the ball player. They had a version of their type of football, and he was like one of the top guys there. Of course, the locusts come and all of the crap goes down. So it was just 2012. It was just their version of 2012, man. He was just one of the guys left over, and he's a part of the core, and he helps Marcus through the campaign.
Yeah. I guess Jay's not gonna have
Too much to say
because of the Xbox game.
That's why I was just reading. Right.
Don't worry about me, guys. But no, Coltrane.
No, I was actually looking him up.
Oh, okay. He's really cool, and when you're first introduced to him, and almost every time he pops up in a Gears of War game, he's always saving Marcus Phoenix, who is the protagonist.
Right.
He's always saving his ass.
Right.
And it's good to see that he was such an integral part of that Gears of War franchise, despite the fact that he spoke like a 70s blaxploitation movie star.
Hey, you jive turkey.
Yeah.
What you jive turkey locust doing here? You suckers better.
You better split, sucker.
It was like, why is he talking like that?
It's like 3005. Why are you talking like that?
Why are you driving a purple Cadillac we have tanks? Get out the car. Oh no, these jive ass turkeys. Oh man, Coltrane. That's just fine.
But in spite of that, I think he's a very good representation of the black community in the future.
Okay.
I guess.
Blaxploitation survives.
Right.
That's number 7. Number 6 is an oldie but a goodie.
Oldie but goodie.
Jackson. Is it Jackson? Is Jack short for Jackson? Briggs.
Jack Briggs? Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Jax.
Yeah, Jax. From the Mortal Kombat series. If you've been living under a rock, Jax is the black guy with the metal arms from the. He didn't initially have them.
He didn't have him in 1.
Yeah, he didn't have him in 2.
2.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. He wasn't. Was he in 1?
He wasn't in 1.
Okay.
Was he 1?
What?
What's happening?
We do play video games.
Did 1 not have any black people in it?
1 did not. But it was
No,
still
Jack showed up in 2.
Yes.
You're
And then
right.
He got his arms ripped off.
You're
and
right.
He got his metal arms in
Right.
3.
You're
Yes.
right. You're right.
Wow, we wanted Jax to be in Mortal Kombat 1 so bad. There were no black people in Mortal
There
Kombat.
were no black
Because Jax helped make Mortal Kombat.
But Jax was there.
I'm sure he was
Technically,
watching.
he was there in the lore.
He was
Yeah.
cheering Sonya on.
He was
Yeah.
looking. Yeah. Come on back, bitch. They crazy over there. Bitch, they crazy. They pulling arms off. No, I'm gonna go get Kano. No, bitch. Don't go to that portal. Damn it, she went. But yes, Jackson Briggs is a favorite. He's still in Mortal Kombat.
Yes, he has a daughter in Mortal
He
Kombat.
does
Yes.
have Mortal. Yeah. What's
What's her name? Jackie?
Jackie Briggs?
It's not
yes.
crew. Yeah, that's
Yes.
not creative. It's Jackie.
Yeah.
It's Jackie Briggs.
So yes, Jax is OG, heartfelt favorite of
Yeah.
Think All About.
You know, I never played with him.
Neither did I. Mean, I would fart around with him, but as for like maining,
Actually,
Yes,
I didn't like him.
he's actually, from what I've gathered from watching the fighting game stuff, he's actually a pretty cool character in 11. He has some buffs that he does. He'll like clamp his fist together and that'll buff him up. So he's a viable character in the later series. So
Cool.
Yeah, Jax is and I hope I'm not misremembering. I want to say he might be one of the first black playable characters ever. Back from the Super Nintendo, I can't remember anybody who was playable that was black before Jax.
Didn't
I guess if you want to consider him,
Galcian? He's
Indian.
Indian.
He's Indian.
Yeah.
But did
African
Super
American.
Street Fighter come out before Mortal Kombat 2?
Did it?
Yeah, because if that's the
Super
case,
Street
then
Fighter,
DJ would be.
Yeah.
Can you Google?
Yeah.
I'm not Googling.
While you're Googling.
Okay.
That's what I'm here for, folks. That's why I'm always so quiet. 'Cause I'm,
Yeah, but even if he's not the first, he's definitely one of the first that I remember, and he's one of the first. So even if DJ came before him, Jax was the first one that wasn't, for a lack of a better term, like explicitly black in a sense that he's not coming out in Jamaican colors and you know what I'm saying. And he was a black cop.
That was just about
just
it,
an average guy. Just happened to be black. Like black didn't really.
Well, like he was black. He was from New York. He was like, "Hey, I'm from New York."
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So we probably played this game. Never played it. Actually, the first black playable character was Atari's basketball for the Atari 800.
Come on now.
It's right there.
I'm not counting that. I'm not counting your 3-pixel guy.
From 1983.
Get out of here, Google.
Oh man. But I haven't found anything that explicitly says.
No worries. I'm gonna stick with it.
All right.
I feel like it's Jax. But yeah. Huh? Yeah, it was a pretty big deal. Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jax, big deal. History making, I'm going to say.
History making.
Until I have to redact it next week.
So, hey, everybody.
But that's our number 6.
All right, what we have for number 5?
Top 5. We have a fan favorite, I'm almost sure.
Yes, and actually, Jay, you will have information on this one.
Barrett.
From
Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yes.
Because I didn't get a chance to partake in the remake, and you did.
I did, yes. And in the original, Barrett was kind of like he played up kind of like he played up a lot of stereotypes.
Yeah, and he was almost like a side note kind of.
Yeah, they didn't really do too much story on him. I mean, they had the story, but his story is part of the main story. But it was nothing. They didn't go into too much detail. And in the remake, they more or less fleshed him out a bit, and he's more likable in the remake than in the original.
Yeah.
Especially his relationship with his daughter. I like how they showed more of that. Actually made me cry.
You're gonna make me pick this up. I haven't played the remake
yet. I gotta play it. Damn it. I was trying to wait actually until all 4 parts came out. That way I could just bang them out. Because it kind of irks my soul to play, like, even with like anime, it irks my soul to watch it, and like, I gotta wait a week. And same thing with this. I'm afraid I'm gonna play it and like it so much. I'm like, well, what do I do now?
Especially in the game world where you're gonna have to be waiting months or maybe years before this next one.
I wouldn't be surprised if the last 2 parts are on like the PlayStation 5.
I guarantee you.
Yeah.
It'll probably be on a PlayStation 6.
Yeah. It's just gonna be planted into our brain. But yeah, Barrett's cool. His character design in a remake is so cool.
Yeah, but it is
infinitely better than the original one.
Yeah. Especially the weapons he has.
Yeah,
they're as creative. I guess it's because you have more detail with more modern graphics than before. I mean, he had some cool stuff back then for the time.
Yeah, but just
it's even cooler now.
Like, looking at Final Fantasy VII now, I was like, oh, this was still. Even like looking at some Super Nintendo games, I don't do that as much as I do with 7. I think it was just so polygony. I was just like, oh, this guy's hand is just a polygon. He's just like, let's go this way. It's a hexagon. Where are we going? I don't understand hexagon.
Well, everybody back then wanted to race to make 3D games, even though the power wasn't there to really do it.
But they were gonna do it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're at number 4. 4.
Back to fighting games. Balrog. From Street Fighter.
And fun fact, if you know the Japanese versions, Balrog's name is M. Bison. And of course, when they brought it over to America, they couldn't have his name being M. Bison because of a certain somebody called Mike Tyson.
It's ludicrous.
Who's that? Yeah, Mike Tyson. And another funny thing is Mike Tyson said he didn't know anything about this until not too long ago.
Yeah, I saw it. It was like he found out about it like 2 years. 3 years
completely oblivious that there's a popular person that looks just like him fighting in front of the Golden Nugget. Literally, in Street Fighter V, when he loses, he screams, "My fight money!" And Mike Tyson's like, "Oh."
When we were discussing this list originally, and you told me that blew my mind.
Yes,
how much
and the Japanese version, Sagat still Sagat or Sagat. Yeah. Bison, the last boss, is Vega.
And Vega's Balrog.
And so it switched up a little bit. And just to clear up, they didn't want to get sued, so it was like, let's switch this up. So
and the ad about the Mike Tyson finding about Balrog. During that same time, he had just played Punch Out for the first time too.
Yeah, he had never played Punch Out.
He just sold his likeness to a game.
Never played it. And he played it he played both. He found out about the Balrog thing and he played Punch Out
That's so crazy.
at the same time. Yep. And he looked like in the video, and maybe we can find it. He looked like a kid. Like he was like so excited to find this information out. He's like only like 30 plus years, and I did not know. And
these people are me, and I had this whole video game.
But yeah, Balrog was another one whose character design was so cool, and it's so in hindsight, I feel so dumb not realizing. I mean, obviously he was inspired by Mike Tyson, but I didn't know he was specifically a Mike Tyson ripoff.
Yeah.
Like big black boxer, gap in his tooth, funny hairline. I really never picked it up.
Fighting in Vegas.
Fighting in Vegas. I never picked up on it.
yeah.
But man, super cool. I like Balrog. I never mained Balrog.
Yeah, I didn't like the charging.
Yeah,
I still don't like
yeah.
it.
And he's still and again, since he's a viable character. Like, well, I think you probably had to get some fighting.
I'll take that back. I think I liked him in 4.
Mhm.
4, I liked him.
Yeah. And honorable mention for Dudley's a black boxer in Street Fighter 3, and he came back in 4. He's also a black boxer. He's from London. I might be wrong about
he was
that.
Balrog's replacement.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 introduced a whole bunch of new characters except for Ryu and Ken. Everybody else was like new, but they were similar to characters that came before. So.
Right. They were, some of them were just rehashes of other characters, but it was trying to breathe new life into the Street Fighter series. A couple of them stuck, like the guy with one arm, I forget his name. A lot of people been asking for him to come back. A few of them stuck, but for the most part, you'll never see any of those guys again.
Cool.
All right, what we got?
Top 3 now.
Top 3.
Yep. It is time for John to go back to playing on his phone because, because number 3 is from Halo. Master Sergeant Avery Johnson.
Yes.
What?
From the,
At Master Sergeant
actually,
Avery
his
Johnson.
full name
Yes.
is
What's his
I
full
think
name?
he's Master Sergeant now.
Sergeant Major Avery Jr. Johnson.
Oh, he's a Sergeant Major.
Yeah.
I'm
Wow.
sorry. I'm
You
disrespecting him. I took him down 1 pay grade.
You're gonna get an earful when you go back.
Say his name again?
Avery Johnson.
No, his whole name.
Sergeant Major Avery Jr. Johnson.
His middle name is Junior.
All right.
That's just the name that they gave. I'm
That
not
is-
trying to disseminate who is what.
That's just silly.
But yes, he's in the Halo series. He's intricate part of the Halo series.
For sure.
Again, I think I stopped playing Halo after 3-ish. So
That's the right answer.
you're pretty much
Or not play it at all.
Well, but
Halo. And he was in all. Well, he was as long as Master Chief was in it, because I think in a few of them, Master Chief may not have been. And again,
the spinoffs like ODST and Reach.
Evolve and all that other thing. Okay, but yeah, he's there. He is big and blacker than ever with a cigar up in your face, and for the most part, he's just your typical sergeant. He's not doing anything over the top. He's just being, the black sergeant. Come on, guys, we got
like the Black Sergeant from Aliens.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. He's that.
That's probably his inspiration.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing that blew my mind with Sergeant Johnson was and I mean, this is not going to really, if you're in the military, you understand how the military works. It's not going to be a big deal for you, but for high school me, when I was playing Halo Combat Evolved, and when you first meet Sergeant Johnson, he's just like, up in the upper deck. He gives you your mission and stuff like that. But there's a part in Combat Evolved where like you're being swarmed by the Covenant.
Right.
And the cavalry's coming. Like they're coming to save the day. And he's like actually on the battlefield, like killing stuff side by side with you.
Right.
And I thought that was just so cool.
Like, oh,
this
man,
high ranking dude.
You came off your high.
So, speaking of Alien
Mhm.
or Aliens, Johnson, I'm on the Halopedia.
Yeah.
My eyes are going to burn.
Hell,
Johnson is heavily based on the character Gunnery Sergeant Al Apone
I figured.
from the Alien film.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
you should honestly give it a try. Like, all right, Halo.
What?
Find the Master Chief. It's on PC.
It's on PC? Okay.
It is
at least
on the Master
I can
Chief
play with
Collection.
I can play with a PS4 controller.
Yes.
All right.
The Master Chief Collection
If
is
you want to be that sacrilegious, then yeah. That's
The-
actually the first couple. Not the I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
no.
No, but I have played the Halo games, and to this day, I do not understand the hype.
I think you
just
had
don't get it.
It was almost one of those things you had to have been there. Like Halo 1 and 2 were
I was there.
And really,
That's what I based my opinion off of.
I really
Halo wanted,
I liked Halo.
They
2,
were good.
Like after Halo 3, I could start to feel the allure, like washing off. I think I put 4 in and pulled the trigger and ejected it, and it just wasn't there anymore.
They were just regular first person shooters to me.
I mean, yeah, in hindsight, but Halo Combat Evolved arguably reinvented what first person shooters were.
And when you say reinvented, explain.
I'm meaning like maybe not reinvent, but reinvigorate.
Yes.
Let's say that.
I mean,
I definitely wasn't playing.
Is it still first person? Am I still shooting?
The controls are way different than like say. I'm trying to think of a popular one from the PS2 era.
007. I mean, 007 for
yeah.
Oh,
I mean, we're going. That's going a little too far back.
Right.
Back
and
before there was.
I don't want to piss anybody else off because I wasn't a 007 fan either.
Well, I mean, GoldenEye in hindsight, the controls sucked.
Yes, when you try to play
in
it
hindsight,
now,
in present time, during that time, it sucked.
But as a middle school kid, I didn't care.
and shout out to Dark Horse, but you have to trudge through that. So Dark Horse playing every.
Really? What?
Quake 2 is
Quake 2,
Quake
exactly.
2, yeah.
And like, exactly. You cannot tell me that Halo Combat Evolved is a giant leap from Quake.
I can't because I never played it.
You ever played Quake?
I hate it.
No,
here.
I played Quake.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I hate it here.
When I decide I'm not gonna do something, I'm not gonna do it. In Halo, I've been not doing it for like 20 years.
Well,
so
give it a world on PC. Just to go back to it.
I don't know.
At least the multiplayer is so good.
Okay. All right. I'll watch it on YouTube.
So good.
And imagine I'm playing.
Number 2. Number 2 on our list is Eddie Gordo.
Eddie Gordo.
Everybody's nightmare to play against.
Yes. If you were a novice Tekken player, you just pick Eddie Gordo and just hit buttons. And it worked.
That was amazing when Tekken 3 dropped. Boy.
Yes. Everybody was just Eddie Gordo.
Like, why even punch?
There was nothing you could do against it. It was just legs everywhere.
Yeah.
The screen was just 70% leg if you were fighting Eddie Gordo.
Throwing a tantrum on the He was like, what is happening? He's spitting on his head. You're like,
breakdance fighting.
Yeah. Eddie Gordo, I mean, it's not too much to even say. Tekken was if by some chance you don't know, 3D fighting game, and Tekken 3 was introduced in. He was the quintessential, but you could literally just kind of like mash buttons and kind of fare a little bit better than you would with a person that was kind of playing for a while. Of course, against a professional player, you didn't have a chance.
You just stand back.
Yeah,
wait
just
for
wait.
it.
Yeah,
Like,
wait for But if you just kind of casually played and somebody just really didn't know what they're doing, picked up the joystick and just mashed buttons, they were actually
not just mash buttons, just the kick buttons. You
Literally.
don't touch anything else.
Yeah,
just the kick buttons.
You're like,
just alternate, go back and forth.
This guy's putting up a fight, and it's just looking at you, just hey, and you're trying to do specials, and they're just kicking you in the face. You're like, this game, it's going back to the game. So Eddie Gordo, number 2.
Eddie Gordo, number 2.
Yeah,
Cool.
Eddie Gordo was so cool especially in Tekken 1. And I think, even now, because his fighting style just varied so far away from everybody else in Tekken.
Yeah.
Outside of maybe Yoshimitsu, who fights with a sword.
He wasn't in Tekken.
He was only in Tekken 3. He started in Tekken 3. You said in Tekken 1.
I meant first Tekken that he was in.
Okay.
I want you to get cussed at over
The first Tekken that he was
Look,
in.
guys, we do know video games.
Yes, we've actually played. Look, there's some back here. We played some of this stuff.
Podcasts are stressful. You have to remember a lot.
Don't look. You're making us camera shy.
Candy Crush. But yeah, in the first Tekken that he appeared in, his fighting style just was a breath of fresh air.
Yes, and because it was just same with Paul's, the laws, and he was just different. So
no knock on you, like King fans out there, but
King is a beast, but you have to know how to use it
for sure.
Yeah, you can't get on and just hit 2 buttons and King's going to do the 10 slam thing. You have to actually know what you're doing, not be a noob. Like, wow.
So before we go into our number 1, I figured we would take this time and talk about the people that we wanted to make the list but weren't quite good enough or weren't quite the right race.
I got one. I got one.
Just weren't quite actually black.
So I'll go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the two ladies from Apex, Lifeline, and Bangalore.
I'm a big old Lifeline fan.
I'm a
man.
big old Bangalore fan. Cause she's foreigners or
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
Me?
yeah,
Or,
Sure.
Yeah.
Torque from The Suffering.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah, there was a game, I played it on a 360, I'm sorry.
Anyway, I'll
Game
go back
based
to my
in
tablet.
Baltimore. You played as a gentleman called Torque, and then the first one you were trapped in a jail cell and you had to escape. It's a supernatural type game because you change into like a monster and stuff like that. And again, it's one of those decision based games. Depending on what you do, and the game gives you a different ending. You play as a dude, Torque, and it was a pretty good game. Action game. Well, not action fighting, but action game. And they came out with 2 parts. I didn't play the second part, but the second part, you were actually in Baltimore from what you were telling me. And I don't think I want to play that because that's scary. It's horrible.
We live it.
Yeah. Escaping from jail, easy. Baltimore? Oh, that's why I was never a third party. He didn't make it.
Wow, this game still sells for like $45.
It's a really good game if you can get your hands on it. I don't think it's one of the games that aren't backwards compatible on the 360.
Yeah.
So you would have to actually get your hands on either a PS2, a PS3,
PS3.
and or a regular Xbox.
Yeah.
You can get it on Wii too.
Was it on the
Really?
Wii?
Yep.
Huh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
It must have got like quietly ported because I don't remember it being
At
there.
all.
But yeah, The Suffering was really good. And like I said, Torque was from Baltimore. And the story of The Suffering was actually surprisingly better written than I would expect from a 3D brawler of that time.
Yeah.
And it had this decision-making aspect where you could be a good guy or a bad guy based on the decisions you make and actually got different endings based on the outcome.
Yeah, and I remember playing a game like when you do your decisions. I played through both, and when you do something, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. Your wife is dead. Your wife and kid are dead.
Yes.
And when you do something, your wife, talks to you like, "Oh, good job," or like, "Why would you do that?" Like, there's a part at the beginning where you can either lock a guy's cell to keep him safe or keep it open. Of course, whatever you do, you get something for it. And the first time I left it open, and she kind of like scolds you for it. And the second time I played through it, I closed it, and she like, "Oh, good job." So I thought that was cool. Oh, somebody telling me good things.
Damn, I kind of want to go back to that.
Me too.
But yeah, I don't want to turn this episode into like
The suffering.
The suffering.
Oh, yeah, it was so good. I was gonna move on to the last one. I think the last one.
Let's name a couple more
yeah.
honorable
Alright.
mentions.
I got one I want to mention.
I'm sorry, yeah, we forgot about you.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Chirk, I'm here
Who
too.
are you?
Nadine Ross is a person that's near and dear to my heart. I fought so hard to try to get her on that list.
You did. So, for those who don't know, we did this list before, but I'm not going to tell you why we had to redo this whole
No, we are gonna
podcast.
tell you why.
We had to redo this whole podcast. So we kind of went through this list before because earlier thought we was going to do it last time. So that's why I was asked. I said that every black person on Punch Out was going to be number 5. Number 10. Because I thought we were going to do it the last time. So we went through this before. That's why we're talking like, oh, last time. That's why.
Yeah.
So Nadine
Ross was introduced. She's from the Uncharted franchise,
Yes.
and she was introduced in Uncharted 4 as as the bad guy, as one of the bad guys. Nathan Drake's foil. So she takes great pride in spoiling what Nathan Drake is trying to find,
Right.
whether it's like
his fleshlight or
Mahatma
treasure.
Gandhi.
I'm Mahatma Gandhi. Hey, there you go, Gandhi. How you know? Oh, man, you found me. Dang.
But in the Uncharted game that followed that, it was a smaller Uncharted game starring Nadine Ross and Chloe, another side character from the Uncharted series. And you learn a lot more about her, that she's not actually a bad guy. It just happened to be the perception that you have in Uncharted 4.
Yes, because everybody's a hero in their story.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, she's very strong, very capable, and excellent representation.
Yeah, she's a strong black woman. I don't need no man. Everything clip. I don't need no man.
I was trying to avoid that phrase.
But here we are.
What you got?
You got another honorable mention?
Are we going to mention this one together?
Just
Well, before that, let me actually go to the just 2 more honorable mentions: Shadow Man and Zash from Final Fantasy 13.
Shadowlands 64 was dope.
I don't think I partook in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think I partake in Shadowlands 64. I played the other one.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had like 1 and 2, and then he had Shadowlands 64. I could be wrong. That might be a redaction, but
nobody's old enough to know.
Yeah, Shadow Man, pretty cool game. And Zaz from Final Fantasy 13. That's the black guy with the perfectly centrifugal.
Steve Harvey.
Yeah, with the little chocobo in it. Yeah, it is perfect. If they can't do anything in the Final Fantasy universe, they make perfect afros.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Shout out to Square Enix.
Yeah, for the perfect afros. And
go ahead and address the elephant in the
room.
room.
All right, so I'm gonna lead up to it, but I'm gonna let John explain it. So, like I said before, we did this podcast, and the way we did it before is we all had 10 people, and we went around and we narrowed it down. But the number one person we were way off. So, John,
we were so adamant about this pick.
We were
so confident in this pick that this person made number one on our list, and there was no way anybody was gonna.
And we were literally like bring up facts like, well, this person is
both voice actors were black.
Yeah.
He's got the skin change,
and we were just like, nah, we're still gonna go with it.
I'll even admit I was making up facts because I swore his parents were his father was one of the Titans. Kronos wasn't Kronos. Kronos wasn't his father. It was
no,
Zeus was his father.
Zeus,
yeah. See, I was just making this stuff up in my head. But if you haven't, from what I just mentioned, if you haven't figured it out yet, our number one ultimate choice, the first time we recorded this episode.
This is the blackest of all black, blacker than black.
Was Kratos
from the God of War series,
straight from that African country of Greece.
Don't get no blacker than that. Yeah, and we were literally like, his brothers, his brother is white, and we were just like, well, maybe he's still black somehow. No, we faked ourselves out on that.
Yeah, we shot it, and then I went home, and some divine intervention, the ghost of Uncle Phil visited me and told me to Google Kratos' mother.
Why'd you do that?
And she's definitely a white woman.
You ruined it. Believe it or not. So, yeah.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
White people in Greece.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
So, yeah, that's what we had for our number one last time. But since we redacted that, and we came to our black ass senses. So, in order to negate Kratos, we went as black as we could. So where we and a little bit of Bonic. So where we at?
You were supposed to chase the goddamn train. Number one is Carl C.J. Johnson
from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Oh shit! Here we go again.
It gets no blacker than that, motherfucker. So for those who don't know, San Andreas is probably considered one of the best in the San Andreas series. Even though, what'd I say?
You said it was San Andreas was the best.
I'm sorry.
San Andreas.
Yeah, San Andreas is the best. San Andreas and San Andreas. Yeah, even though Grand Theft Auto 5 is bigger and better, for some odd reason, San Andreas is just it.
Yeah.
So
people still play it.
People still play it.
CJ gets memed all the time.
CJ gets memed all the time. Somebody actually modded him in Dark Souls.
That's hilarious.
You're literally playing CJ in Dark Souls.
That's hilarious.
Which is awesome. So CJ, and I didn't play a lot of it. I played like through the first part where you got to ride the bike back, and I think I get up to the part where Samuel Jackson's cop. Samuel Jackson is the cop, and yeah, he kind of comes into and I kind of just stopped. But I've never played any Grand Theft Auto game all the way through. They're a lot, especially like Grand Theft Auto 5. You'll be playing it forever.
Yeah, I think 5's like a 50-hour game.
And not even concluding the DLC or the side stuff. Yeah, you get online, it's a completely different beast. So, but I got enough of it to know what GTA is.
So yeah, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was. And I think even still, the customization you could do to CJ is unmatched in that Grand Theft Auto franchise. From getting haircuts to being able to eat bad and gain weight and make them fat.
If you didn't run enough, you start gaining weight.
Or go to the gym and make them some like muscle bound freak. And the clothes, and like we're talking about in that era, that kind of customization was unheard of.
Yeah, for PS2, and was it on regular Xbox, I'm assuming? OG?
It eventually got ported to regular Xbox.
Yeah, so we're talking about PS2 era and you having that scope of customization, and for a game to be that, because that game was pretty big for that. It was, of course, San Andreas was based off of Los Angeles, and it was a pretty big, of course, the later ones are significantly better, but big game for that time.
Yep.
A lot of colorful characters. The what was the fat cousin's name with the green shirt?
God, I forgot his name.
Some crap
It
like
was
that.
something dumb like
Yeah,
that.
it was just every kind of stereotypical. But that's what the GT, like when they focus on that, they kind of stereotype that wherever they're at. So when you're in New York, it's stereotypical, like even though it's not New York.
There's stereotypes, but it is meant to be social commentary.
Yeah,
they didn't. The writing didn't make black people the butt of the joke.
Right.
It's
to get the feel of that. So if you're gonna be in LA, let's get the feel of LA. You know, what's going on there, partner? You know, all that. Yeah, live dog and all that other old foolishness stuff.
Yeah, I think CJ, even though CJ is a really good character, the reason he's on here is the feeling and the representation that game had. Like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas writing was very well done. A very good representation of what it is like. Yeah. Honestly. And yeah, it was just super cool because of that. Because Grand Theft Auto, even then, was such a big franchise, and to have that be 95% starring black characters is a monumental move.
And the game was good.
And it was very good.
The game was good. Yeah. So it wasn't like the people were like, and the game was crappy. The game was good. Like people still, till this day, walk into here and be like, "Do you have San Andreas for whatever system?" And, you know, of course, people still buy it on virtual, you know, PlayStation Network, Xbox, with all that old foolishness. Can't play it on the Wii, though.
I don't think anybody in their right mind.
Play?
Grand Theft Auto on the Wii?
On the Switch.
5 buttons.
San Andreas on the Switch touchscreen.
We will not.
You can smack the whole pat. Take that hoe. Like Butters. Yeah, that's what said. You bitches want to make some money.
Yes.
I love that. You bitches be tripping, man.
Butters bitches.
Man. Oh, Butters. But yeah, CJ is our number 1, and that is our top 10 for our Blackest of Black. Kratos did not make it as much as we wanted him to. We tried.
Mario was our number 2.
Yeah, we tried.
Kirby
tried.
number 3.
It was just the no bueno. We just couldn't. After Brian Googled it and ruined it, you just had to be smart. And you didn't want our listeners to be like, Kratos. They messed their minds all up. Kratos. This is brushing their teeth. Kratos. What the hell did I miss?
It's a mistake that's going to haunt me for the rest of my life.
Here lies the fool who put Kratos on. So yeah, that's it for this go round. Do we have anything else?
No, man. That's our list. Let us know what you think about the list in the comment section.
Yeah. And, anybody that we missed, you think we should have added? I think we had a good little list last go around. But if it's anybody you think we should have mentioned, or
even if they're not black, apparently.
Yeah. On there. It don't matter. Yeah.
Ryu.
Screams black. And Masters. Why not? All right, so you guys have any questions or comments, you can catch us at mapgametech@gmail.com. Don't forget to visit www.mapgametech.com. Tons of stuff on there. We're always updating it with a bunch of games and stuff like that you can buy. Or if you're in the Baltimore area, stop in at 229 Park Avenue. Come in, sit in, listen to the podcast. We got one sit-in person. Shout out to Dark Horse over there who just called me number 1 with the wrong finger. Love you, bro. Check us out on every social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that, Twitch.
Farmers only.
Yeah. Fans only. At MAP Game Tech. Catch me online. It's probably not me playing. I'm King Gardamus on every platform. Brown, how can I get in contact?
Yeah, Charm City Champ on both Xbox and PlayStation. I'm a bunch of random letters and numbers on Switch. I promise I'll have that.
Same thing for me.
And you can either find me at J Infinity or Infinite Nights on every platform, because I have like 60 accounts for everything. So.
And like I said, if you can't,
That just popped.
yeah, I said
Search announcements.
if you can, don't forget join our Patreon, get some exclusive behind the scenes stuff, exclusive merch, and you absolutely be helping us out, bringing us bigger and better content and better events happening at the shop. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see everybody next week. And Brian has one quick announcement before we head out.
Yeah, as we were writing the rundown and stuff for this show, we received the very bad news that Chadwick Boseman passed away after his 4-year battle with colon cancer. Chadwick Boseman, even before his extremely big role as the Black Panther in the MCU, he was a very big role model in not only the African American community, but the lack of a better term, the nerd community as a whole. His role as Jackie Robinson in 42, his role as James Brown,
Marshall.
Yeah, his role in Marshall. Very great, integral part, I would say, in specifically Black Hollywood, but Hollywood in general.
Yeah.
And we want to do something special for him. So as a special dedication to him, we're going to go to black, or if you're listening, silence for 42 seconds in honor of his role in 42. All right? So y'all got anything else?
Nope.
No?
Thank you guys for tuning in. See you next week. Questions, comments, give us a holla. Peace. Y'all be good.